Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Random Trek. I am your Captain Emeritus, Christopher Ingle, joined as always by my first officer, the Dean of the War College. It's Commander Brennan, the Mystical Mar. Brennan, how we doing?
I'm good. I'm coming to you from Grover's Corners.
Today, we're not going to...
Get that reference, that's good.
We're not going to take a look at a specific episode of Star Trek today, but we are going to talk about our impressions of the first season of Starfleet Academy. Now, it's no secret that in the Star Trek world, we've discovered that Starfleet Academy has been canceled. There will still be a second season, but I personally am a little disappointed by this. And I wanted us to be able to talk about it, and there's not much hope, unfortunately, that we will get more than a second season. The sets have been torn down and yada, yada, yada. They seem pretty firm on not bringing it back. But that being said, we can still enjoy it and still talk about the experiences we had with this first season. So, Brennan, I want to just go into your initial overall feelings viewing this new series.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm very unhappy that it was canceled. I think this is an unfortunate situation of a lot of the negative online buzz causing a show to get canceled. Now, that might not be the reason, but I can't help but feel that that played a part in it. But putting that aside, looking at the show itself, I have really grown to love these new characters. This new story being told. Paul Giamatti as our villain, chewing the scenery with such joyful relish. And of course the great Holly Hunter as our new captain. Stylistically, this is very much like modern Trek.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I really think that it worked, and I really did enjoy this experience.
As did I. I was very excited for the start of this because a Starfleet Academy show has been talked about for a very, very long time. And the fact that we got Starfleet Academy in the future, in the Discovery timeline, than, early on with Kirk and Spock and all of that, which we got a little bit with Kelvin in the first movie. But, I wanted this. I wanted this for a long time. And then as things began to stack with the casting and the writing and the approaches they were going, I was really excited about this series. And I overall enjoyed it. I didn't find it to be slow. I like all the characters, and I also think that they did something that is very difficult for a Star Trek series to do, and that is to give balance and focus to every one of your main characters. I love that. That made this so different a Star Trek series than I've ever seen, because I have not successfully seen yet until let me backtrack that just a tick. I think that Prodigy did this. I think Prodigy did a good job of doing what this show does, but I think this show did it better. And simply enough, it's not just focusing on one character, but on all your characters. And that's such an important thing.
I agree, yes.
And being that I think the heart of this series is in its characters, let's go down the list, and we're going to go through all our major characters. We need to. We're going to start with the captain that I never considered a captain. I always thought she was an admiral, Nala Ake, played by Holly Hunter. What a choice.
Academy Award winner, Holly Hunter.
Yeah, I was not expecting this, and she's such a different kind of captain than we've ever gotten in the past.
She's like a cat, is what she is.
Yeah, there are moments that she will defend her cubs, as it were. She will, without question. And yet she's so playful all the time, too. She walks around campus with shoes off, always just in her feet, which I love. I adore that. And that southern twang to her, she lets that play, and it gives a charm that I really like.
Yes, Holly Hunter is a legend. I mean, let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you who only know her as Mrs. Incredible, go check out her other stuff.
There are so many great things with Holly Hunter that, you absolutely have to give it a chance. She's in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, one of my all-time favorite movies. Of course, The Incredibles. Yes, The Incredibles. Senator Finch in Batman v Superman. A lot of people don't like that movie. Yes. She's really good in that.
She is very good, yes.
The Big Sick. Highly recommend The Big Sick.
That's a good movie. It really is.
Yeah. Among so many others. The Firm. She's in The Firm. I love The Firm.
She's even in the movie Crash, directed by Star Trek's own David Cronenberg.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Crash.
Which is a movie that I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but if you want to see a different side to Holly Hunter.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. And then, of course, winning for The Piano.
Yes, winning Best Actress, yes.
Also nominated for Broadcast News, another film that I do rather like.
And she's also in a fun film, Raising Arizona.
Mm-hmm. We can go on and on and on. The point is, she is an amazing actress.
Yes.
But the question is, does she vibe as a captain? And I think she does. It's a different kind of captain. But I like it. I really like her charm. I trust her. If this were my children going to school, I would trust their education and their lives in her hands.
I would agree, yes.
Yeah. Really, really, really good.
I love that whatever species she is, they feel like when cats reach a certain age,
mm-hmm.
where even the way that Ake sits on her captain's chair is the way a cat would sit on a chair.
She's so funny. Oh,
and I love that she starts out as basically a preschool teacher,
mm-hmm.
which is interesting.
Basically.
And even though they never say it, I think she was Admiral Vance's preschool teacher.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Or as we say, Dadmiral Vance.
We loved Admiral Vance.
We do.
I would say the biggest surprise for me in this one was her first officer, the Dean of Students. It's Gina Yashir who plays Laura Thok. Laura Thok is half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar. Don't ask about it. Really, please don't question it. It's been questioned to death. I just accept it the way she is. I was really thinking we were going to get this very firm, solid, angry Klingon-like woman or Jem'Hadar, either way. And what we got was a really thick British accent that plays really well to this role. And I wasn't expecting it.
She has that British military kind of attitude.
Mm-hmm. And she's funny.
Oh my word, she and Tig Notaro, as we know, are so funny.
Yeah, I was going to get to Tig Notaro. They have a relationship in here. And one of the best scenes is, I forgot dinner. Well, now we're going out. I want Coco Van.
Yes, absolutely. Really.
That whole scene with them is great. And she wants to mix it with Klingon. I think it was Klingon delicacies, too. It's so great. But she exudes a confidence and authority. The sad thing is we don't get enough of her as the show goes on.
Good point. Yes.
They really stopped, and I don't know why. I don't know what was going on, but man, do I like her when she's on screen.
I do
So
too.
much.
She is terrific.
Yeah. I'm going to mention Tig Notaro since you did. Jet Reno plays, or it is Tig Notaro playing Jet Reno, serving as a full instructor at Starfleet Academy, and we get her more than one episode. In fact, the season finale is a place for her to shine.
Absolutely.
And she never stops being the teacher, which I like, and I would want her as a teacher.
Even with her delightfully sarcastic attitude.
That's why she pairs well with Laura Falk. They just...
And Tig Notaro, who's a stand-up comedian in real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great... I think when we first met Reno, I immediately liked her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has that sort of sardonic attitude and takes things in stride in her own way.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely knows how to put mouthy students in their place.
Mm-hmm. There are a few others that play staff that we see once in a while, but they are important. We get Tilly. We do get a little... Well, we'll get into that in a second. We do get Tilly.
Yes.
I absolutely love Tilly, and I'm really sad that Mary Wiseman is only in one episode. Now, it's a good episode. What they do with it is very powerful.
And
but
the way the character feels evolved from Discovery.
She's grown up so much.
Yeah, very smart. And the way that she uses Our Town by Thornton Wilder.
Yeah. That wasn't even her idea.
You and I both being theater nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Using that play in the story was terrific.
Yes. It was a good episode, and we're not here to spoil episodes, so we'll leave that for when we do the reviews. But she's absolutely fabulous in that episode.
Yes.
100%. And then, yes, Tawny Newsome plays a different character. A name you might sound familiar. Ilya Dax.
Yes.
Sorry to give that one away, but that was too good to pass up.
I did not realize that was Tawny Newsome when I first saw her.
I didn't either. And I know that voice. I know that voice.
It's Mariner. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Great choice. Great way to bring Dax forward and more into the mythology of how long can a Trill live. Love that.
And also just to point out Sirach Lofton, of course.
He does cameo in one episode. I did appreciate that. I enjoy that. And there are a few others that just are around. WWE superstar Rebecca Quinn is Lieutenant Yaw, who we see for one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a big deal about her, and then they never use her. To round out the adults, because we're gonna talk about the kids in extent. And I say kids, but the students in extension. We have Tatiana Maslany as Anisha Amir, who is Caleb's mother. We see her in the very beginning.
She is so good in this.
And the very end, yeah. And coming off of She-Hulk, which was very hit and miss. It was very hit and miss, very jokey. This was a nice change.
This is a break-your-heart character.
Yeah. But she's so good at it.
In fact, can I just point out, this might be one of the best opening scenes on any Star Trek show.
Yeah.
Like on any of the shows. This opening scene of the series.
Mm-hmm.
With her and Braca and Ake.
Yep.
Is heartbreaking. And so brilliant.
To round out the staff that we see, we have Raul Baneja, I think is his name. He plays Chancellor Kelrek, who is the head of the War College.
Yes.
So remember, this is after the burn. Starfleet Academy is not what it used to be, and it certainly wasn't on Earth until everything was fixed thanks to Discovery. So they had what was called the War College, which was all about defense and things like that. So that is continuing on, but now in conjunction with the more exploration-based Starfleet Academy. And so they go off of each other. They share the campus, things like that. There is a great episode involving pranks between the two that is hilarious, that I love.
Absolutely.
And I grow to like this guy. He's very good at it. I thought he was going to be this bumbling idiot, ineffective leader, and he's not. He's a good man. A little stiff all around the collar, but he's a good man. Well, one more staff member. How could I absolutely forget Robert Picardo as the Doctor? Returning, the 900-year-old Doctor, returning to us. A much colder Doctor than we remember.
Yes, he is, definitely.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to spoil it, but he does some interesting things in this series that I absolutely love. There's one or two episodes that we get a very good arc with the Doctor, and I'm very happy to do it. Another great cameo in this that I love, Stephen Colbert is the voice of the digital dean of students. He's the announcements guy.
Absolutely.
Ensign so-and-so, or Cadet so-and-so, your Talaxian fur fly is... That was the running joke throughout the series, this Talaxian fur fly. But yeah, Stephen Colbert, love that Colbert was a part of it. And of course, we did see Oded Fehr as Admiral Vance, which was fabulous. Let's talk a little bit about our villain, and then we'll get into the kids, which is the heart of this. Paul Giamatti, my goodness, to me... right now is the best Star Trek villain that we have had in a couple of decades.
I think I'd probably agree with that.
So good, so well built up, and he's not over the top. He could be, and he doesn't. He's part Tellarite, part Klingon, and he's just evil. Just evil. You know, and every time you think maybe there's a justification for it, there isn't. He is an awful man, but he's just dripping with this tension that I absolutely love.
Throwing these jokey bombs.
We haven't had a villain like this in so long. Lore, to me, is probably as close as this gets to where I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. You know, and we get a...
Braca is a terrific villain because he's so... over the top ridiculous, but completely evil.
Yep. And he's worth it. And he plays well, especially off of Holly Hunter.
Oh, absolutely.
They play off of each other so well. There's a scene where they are chatting with each other. It's always with each other, they seem to be. Once on the bridge, once in her quarters, again later on the bridge. Again, I won't put the details behind there. But every time they're together, there's a tete-a-tete that I love between the two.
And the final episode, where he forces a trial, is so diabolical in the way he does that. In a way, taking advantage of a mom who is angry.
Yeah.
And that, to me, reveals how evil he is.
Well, let's talk about the heart of this series, truly. And that is in its cadets.
Oh, yes.
So we do have a core group of cadets. Okay? I want to start with Bella Shepard as Genesis. Genesis is a Darsha cadet. Her father is an admiral. And she's really out to try to make a name for herself. Very competitive. Very academically driven. What do we think of her?
She reminds me of the people we went to school with who were very driven. She has that drive, and I like that her story gets to the point of trying to measure up when maybe she's overthinking it.
Right.
But I do love her character. I find her to be very charismatic. I find her to be very caring. As well as being very, very driven to do the best.
Yep.
And her interplay with the other cadets is wonderful.
Yep. And she's a genius. absolute genius.
She is, yes.
You know, this is the type of person that I expect to be in command in the future. And you can see it with her right away.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We also have what I say opposite, not really, but kind of, is kind of the jerk, and yet I love him so much. The jerk of the group. And that is George Hawkins as Darum Ramey.
Oh, yes.
Darum is a new species, a Kionian. It is not new to the series. If you, again, play Star Trek Online, you've seen a Kionian before. But basically, they are kind of like how we now know the Breen are. They can change forms. They're not a full shapeshifter, but they have different forms. So we have his normal humanoid-looking form, and then he turns into this crystalline-looking thing, I would say, maybe. But anyway, it adds some extra protections, which is only used once, but to a good effect.
A very good effect.
He also is very competitive, thinks he could be the best at everything, yet what we find out is there's a lot more pressure on him than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy with the definition of daddy issues.
Very much so.
He wants nothing more than to be acknowledged by his parents, and they kind of don't. And that comes up later and things to deal with. But he's really trying to make a name for himself.
He is. And as much as we might think he's a jerk at first, he reveals he isn't.
I think even through the whole series, even when he's not a jerk, he's a jerk. He is a jerk.
When he drops the jerk attitude, we see his real heart.
There is a charm to him. I like him.
And I like that, yet again, his interplay with the other students is terrific.
Yeah. 100%. If there's anyone on this series that is the definition of chipper, it would be Carice Brooks as Sam, the series acclamation mill.
Yes, our hologram.
She is a hologram. Yes. Now, not created by Starfleet. They are Kaskians. I think they're Kaskians.
Yes.
So they are a hologram. They are sentient. But the Kaskians are not really familiar with humanoids and how they work. So, a la Mork and Mindy, they sent her to Starfleet Academy to learn more about the humans. And mind you, when we meet her, she is weeks old. But she's programmed to be like 19, 17, 19.
Very chipper.
She is very chipper. And this does become a problem later on that, again, great episode. Don't want to spoil it. They do kind of deal with. But there's an honesty to her that I love.
Yeah, she's very honest.
So kind and so sweet. And her episode with trying to understand the mystery of Benjamin Sisko is so good. And it's all done from her perspective.
And for those of us DS9 fans, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. And we're not giving anything away. They give nothing away in the episode, but there are things that I love about this. And we just learn, she takes a liking because Sisko was considered a prophet. And in her own way, she kind of figures, well, I'm a prophet.
An emissary of her people.
An emissary, right. Anyway. Yeah, thank you. But I love her. She's charming. She's fun. There is a good arc.
When they go to the bar, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because apparently Sam can get drunk, even though she's a hologram.
Oh, that was so great. Next up, we have our resident full Klingon,
yes,
Kareem Diane as Jaden Cragg.
Oh my word, I love Jaden.
Jaden is a fascinating idea here because he's a Klingon. First of all, he is not a warrior. He wants to be a science officer.
Which is unusual for Klingons.
Yeah, he wants to be a doctor, medical officer. The thing is, he talked to Michael Dorn and Doug Jones to really get an idea of how he should portray and using prosthetics and things like that. It really helped him. And Jaden is such a serious guy, but we see anxiety in him. Something we don't usually see in a Klingon.
Yes.
And I absolutely love him. And he is a gay Klingon. Didn't
Or at
expect
least
that.
gay by our modern standards. Yes.
That is true. But still, not expecting that.
However they define it in Star Trek, I'm not really sure.
That's true. Because is he dating the Vulcan? Was it the Vulcan?
No, I think his...
Or was it Tarima's brother? One of them. I can't remember which one right off. I got to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was Tarima's brother.
Might have been the Vulcan. Anyway, either way, regardless, fascinating character. He is a lot of fun, but he's so intelligent, so bright. His works during the debate episode are just astonishing.
Yes, and he has a level of empathy that we don't usually see with Klingons.
And his story of how he came there is just heartbreaking and yet heartwarming at the exact same time.
Exactly.
So great. Well, we have two left. Zoe Steiner, who is Tarima. Tarima is...
Who is absolutely tiny, by the way.
Is she that? Is she really small?
At least compared to the guy who plays Caleb.
I guess. She is Tarima, the daughter of the Beta Z president, and she becomes a cadet at the War College, later on Starfleet Academy. This is not Lwaxana Troi. In fact...
Not the life of the party Betazoid.
She is not, but she has stronger than normal psychic abilities that have to be repressed.
Yes. And something we've never seen from Betazoids before.
No, we didn't know they could be like this, and yet she does this, and it does play an important part in it. But of course, if we're going to have an empathetic Betazoid, we have to have a love interest for that Betazoid, and that is our primary cadet, Sandro Rosta, playing Caleb Mir.
Oh my word.
Caleb, he's an orphan. We met him right away. His mother was arrested and tried by Nala Ake for basically stealing from a Federation convoy, but a death occurred during the process. So she was arrested, and Caleb was made a ward of the Federation. But Caleb is smart and listened to his mother, and he ran away. And so Nala had been tracking him for years and eventually finds him, and he's about ready to go to prison, but she convinces the people to extradite them to Federation and let them put him up for service for his sentence. So it's either go to jail or go to the military. Well, it's not military, but you get the idea. But he starts out really resenting Starfleet and not wanting to do it, but only do it because he didn't have a choice, to really becoming a really interesting character that is subdued. I thought we were going to focus on him a la Michael Burnham in Discovery, and we don't. We do some episodes, but then it does the smart thing of taking its time to give Caleb his space. He's still there. He interacts. He does things with them. But we don't focus on him directly all the time. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I do like his relationship with Tarima.
Yeah, they do seem like they get along really well. Genuinely, the chemistry is there.
Indeed.
So this cast is just fabulous. They play off of each other. It's really amazing to me. And then the writers. The writers blew me away from beginning to end, all 10 episodes, as to what we were going with here. You know, they mix in a healthy combination of nostalgia with forwarding the mission of Starfleet. What did you think, and again, not giving anything away, what did you think of our overall arc of writing for this season?
I really think it's good. I know that there has been considerable toxicity about this series. And I can understand on an artistic level that this is different than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think it's really quite good in terms of storytelling. with the characters and with the way the story unfolds and the way that each episode kind of tells its own story. Which is unusual because we're so used to story arcs right now. That to get a show where each episode is about something is really unique.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think the writing is solid here.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see what happens with our second season and what's going to come. And, and this is unfortunately our finale. So, and on a side note, we're running into a point where we don't have any Star Trek planned. Strange New Worlds is done filming. They've already started tearing down sets. We still have 2 seasons to go, but it's going to be a 10-episode 4th season and a short 6-episode 5th season. And then we'll have a 10-episode Starfleet Academy, but nothing else show-wise is planned. At least not right now. There is rumor of a Admiral Archer or President Archer series, a la The West Wing, which could be interesting. And Tawny Newsome is still working on that Starfleet sitcom, I believe it's what she talked about. So we'll see what happens. There may be word that we may get a reboot of the original series, a la the end of Strange New Worlds. We will see what happens. But as of right now, this is a sad way to see it go. And here's the thing. The discussion has happened. Why was it canceled? Well, we don't know a lot. We can infer heavily. Here's what we do know. When the show came out, there was an 85% critic rating through Rotten Tomato. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take that. They felt in the beginning it was really great. Metacritic uses a weighted average. They thought it was more a 66 out of 100. But if you average those, that's a C. And I'll still take a C for Star Trek. I'll take it.
That's still not bad.
It's not bad. But what happened was that in January, they got review bombed, which did not help. It happened in a very similar way that Star Wars Acolyte had. Got review bombed and just doesn't seem to be able to recover it.
A bunch of people organized to really downvote it.
I mean, even William Shatner himself wrote on X, I, for one, would love to see its continuity. It's with sorrow that I hear about the cancellation of the new Star Trek series. He also goes on a little bit, but I won't quote here, about basically get with it, people. Get with it.
Yeah.
And they're not getting it. And there is a lot of fear that the current administration by Skydance Paramount is very anti-woke. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. We're not here to speculate on that. However, anyone to say they don't like Star Trek because Star Trek is woke has never, ever watched a Star Trek episode in their life. Because Star Trek has been woke since 1966. It has. And woke doesn't have to be a bad thing. All that means is that we're trying to bring about a life of change. That things need to grow and we can't stick with the same I Love Lucy forever. And even I Love Lucy, in its own ways, was woke.
Yeah, the way that people use that word, yes.
Yeah, but we look at it today as a society as something that's uber liberal, extra left, and, no. Listen, I am a very, very conservative Democrat. I really am. Not a Republican. But for me...
And I'm a conservative unaffiliated, so it's...
Okay. But here's the thing. I don't...
not conservative in the way that people might interpret that.
Right. But I enjoy Star Trek. I love Star Trek. In fact, I will dare say, as Star Wars is your absolute favorite franchise, Star Trek is mine.
Yes.
And I will watch anything Star Trek. Now, we watched Section 31. Section 31 was awful. Now... Did I actually have a good time watching it? Well, as a Star Trek fan, I guess I did.
Even though it was
terrible.
bad.
It was terrible. Listen, we watched Star Trek 5 and it's terrible. So
Yeah.
we watched the end of season 2 of Next Generation, and that's terrible.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. But here's the point, guys. We need to support Star Trek. We are quickly running headlong into the dark times again. After Enterprise ended, we had a near, let's see, it wasn't until 2009. We had quite a few years without Star Trek. And that wasn't much fun. Tell you what. And then all we had were the movies. And it wasn't until Discovery came. And even then people questioned it. This series suffers from people not being able to have an open mind.
yeah.
And I really hope that, that this changes. I really hope that people can embrace and continue to love Star Trek, because I very much, you and I would love to live to see more Star Trek series, more movies. I want to be 100 years old, or I want to see the 100-year anniversary. We will be in our 80s, but I'd still love to see it.
I know the yelling, "Get off my lawn."
we will not be able to do that.
I'll be
But
yelling, "Get off my holodeck." That will be.
Yes. Well, maybe there will be a holodeck by then. I want to live to see First Contact Day. Or, you know what I mean? I know that's silly and goofy and, the odds of us
April
meeting...
5th, 2063.
The odds of us meeting extraterrestrials that are intelligent is limited. It is absolutely limited by our technology and what we have. We don't know if there's anything out there. Fine. But we could still use it as a form of entertainment, a form to express ourselves, a form to enjoy.
And to look for a brighter future.
Absolutely. So I hope that Star Trek continues on. I look forward to us reviewing them. I look forward to season 2, as well as seasons 4 and 5 of Strange New Worlds. But we are walking into a strange new world. And if we can't teach our children to be open-minded and to embrace creativity and creation, then Starfleet Academy was pointless.
And it's interesting that we're talking about this days after Artemis returned.
Yep.
Of having our children look and say, "Look at what we can do."
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that puts us in the direction that Gene Roddenberry was hoping.
Oh, yeah. So, overall for me, I really want people to give this show a chance. Please do. Is it woke? Yeah, it is. I don't blame it, though. I think a lot of Star Trek is woke. We're just more aware of it today than we've ever been in the past.
Yeah, and woke is one of those words that gets used so often.
To paraphrase or to paraphrase The Princess Bride, I don't think that word means exactly what you think it means.
It does not mean what you think it. Yeah.
Anyway.
But
So
regardless, Star Trek has always been.
And we will be adding it into our rotation regularly for the next round. So, with that, next week we come back around the horn and we are going into Star Trek Enterprise. Back around. All right. Looks like the randomizer's giving us Season 2, Episode 22, Cogenitor. You want to talk about a woke episode?
Oh, yes. I remember this one.
This is a woke episode. Wow.
Yes. And mind you, folks, that was 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. This one involves a third gender. A biological third gender that is neither male nor female.
And, oddly enough, with the show The Testaments,
Mm-hmm.
being a spin-off of The Handmaid's Tale, I cannot help but see similarities with this episode of Star Trek.
Yeah. There are definitely some similarities here. And, in the end of it, I think we have to ask ourselves, do we agree with Trip or do we agree with Archer?
Oh boy.
It's going to be a tough question because I think this is one of those that both have a point. And I will say that this episode is part of the reason that the Prime Directive exists.
Yes, absolutely.
We could talk a lot about the Prime Directive, but we will get into that next week. Brennan. Oh, end of this month. What are we doing this end of this month? That's right. Movie night. Almost forgot. That will be The Patriot. We are looking at our captain, Jason Isaacs, who played, obviously, Captain Lorca in Discovery. We're going to be looking at The Patriot with Mel Gibson. Chris Doman will be joining us to look at that here in about 2 weeks. Already about 2 weeks. Yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun. Brennan, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky, brennan@bluesky.social. Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube at Page Turners They Were Not.
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at CIngle1984. But as always, we end every episode. Kapla! And live long and prosper.
Peace.